The auxiliary power unit is a gas turbine engine designed to deliver electrical power and bleed air to the aircraft systems on ground or in the air. Its starting envelope is limited to 30,000 feet. APU starting may use either the onboard battery 2 or power from a DC external ground cart. The APU operation is limited to 33,000 feet, and AC electrical power can be supplied up to this altitude. APU bleed air is provided for the engine starting system up to 21,000 feet, and for air conditioning purposes up to 15,000 feet. The APU compartment is located in the aircraft tail cone and is accessible through 2 removable panels on the bottom side of the tail cone. A mesh screen on the air inlet panel is provided to minimize ingestion of foreign objects. The APU operates at a constant speed. It consists of a single-stage compressor impeller and a 2-stage axial turbine mounted on a common rotor shaft. The gearbox assembly, driven by the engine rotor shaft, reduces the engine rotor speed sufficiently to drive the 40 kV-amp oil-cooled AC generator and the oil pump assembly. The APU uses a full-authority digital electronic controller, FADEC, to operate various APU components. The FADEC also monitors the operation of the APU and provides fault and status information to the Aircraft Central Maintenance Computer, CMC. The APU control panel and switches are located on the cockpit overhead panel and provide control signals to the APU FADEC. The panel contains 2 switches, the master switch and the emergency stop switch. The master switch is a 3-position switch. The off position indicates normal shutdown of the APU after a 2-minute cooldown period. The on position indicates normal APU operation. The start position is a momentary position that initiates the APU start sequence, and when released, the switch moves to the on position. The emergency stop switch is a guarded switch, which, when pressed, initiates an immediate stop command to shut down the APU. Note, there is no cooldown period, and a white bar illuminates inside the button when it is pressed. In case of APU fire, a red bar will illuminate in the upper half of the button. To start the auxiliary power unit, turn the APU master switch to the on position. This powers the APU FADEC and opens the APU fuel shutoff valve. When you momentarily turn the master switch to the start position, the FADEC energizes the start controller, permitting the starter to energize and the APU to run. When the APU speed is approximately 7%, the FADEC commands the fuel module to open and energize the exciter. At approximately 50% RPM, the ignition exciter and the starter are de-energized and the APU runs on its own. When the speed reaches 95% RPM, plus 3 seconds, the electrical and pneumatic powers become available. When the APU master switch is turned to the off position, the auxiliary power unit pneumatic and electrical sources will be immediately removed. The APU starts the cooldown period, and after 2 minutes, the fuel module will be closed and the auxiliary power unit will turn off. The FADEC power will be removed after 2.5 minutes. Note, the cooldown period does not apply during emergency shutdown. Protective automatic shutdown is provided only on ground at APU overspeed, APU underspeed, APU fire, APU EGT over temperature, APU high oil temperature, APU low oil pressure, FADEC critical fault, sensors fail. In-flight automatic shutdown is provided at APU overspeed, APU underspeed, FADEC critical fault. Note, there is an APU fail message on the ICUS if an automatic shutdown occurs, and an APU fault message if a major fault is active but shutdown is inhibited due to in-flight situation.